The short-term goal of the university is to provide quality education. Quality education, as you know, is the fourth goal of sustainable development. That we have SDG. So the goal of the university is to be the number one citadel of learning, where high quality education is provided. The goal of the university is to transform the African landscape so that we are going to be a continent to be reckoned with in terms of human capacity development. So African School of Economics is a transformational intervention which expectedly will change the narrative of Africa. The university provides a wide range of courses in critical areas of the economy. You cannot talk of, development is all encompassing, and the central focus of African School of Economics is to achieve human capacity development. This development will take place through improving our political consciousness and awareness in terms of international relations, in terms of boosting the economy, in terms of developing people's capacity to be able to solve their own problems. Human and the African School of Economics, as it were, looks at education as not that it is just made of regurgitated facts, but the type of education that will make you to be self-sustaining. So that is why the goal is to produce graduates that are going to be employers of labor, not job seekers.
Dreaming of a university that
Thank you very much. Thank you. May we all please rise for the national anthem. Please thank you. Sorry. Okay, we'll start. We'll commence at 10 a.m. Please. You may be seated. Good morning, distinguished guests, members of the Governing Council, principal officers, esteemed faculty, proud parents and guardians, and our dear matriculating students. On behalf of the management and staff of the African School of Economics, the Pan-African University of Excellence, I warmly welcome you to this important occasion, the Matriculation Ceremony for the 2025/2026 academic session. May we please rise for the rendition of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. It is my honor to invite the Registrar of the African School of Economics, Mrs. E.F. Ogunboye, FSI. To deliver the
Thank you. The Dean of Social Sciences, the Dean of Computing and Sciences, the Dean of Agricultural and Health and Allied Sciences, our eminent faculty members, we have doctors, we have professors in the house, our wonderful parents, our honored guests. We hold you to very high esteem for finding time to join us in this occasion this morning. The heads of departments, distinguished members of the public, gentlemen of the Fourth Estate, friends and guests, and most importantly, our matriculating students, good morning. So I want you to specially permit me this morning to announce the presence of our matriculation lecturer who is here with us in the person of Dr. Lawal Olalekan Olorungbebe, the Honorable Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development of Kwara State, Chairman, Committee of State Commissioners of the Education in Nigeria, a seasoned lecturer at the Kwara State University who will be delivering the matriculation lecture. Yet to come, our special guest of honor, as soon as he comes, I will announce his presence. Distinguished members of the ASO community, ASC community, I welcome you all. If I've not mentioned, thank you very much. May I also welcome Professor Aliu from JAM, the Joint Admission Matriculation Board. Please come forward. Oh, okay, she's the one. It's my pleasure, madam. Welcome, welcome. Time will not permit me to continue to mention names here because we are here for business and we are very time conscious. So I wish to, at this point, welcome my Vice Chancellor, Professor Adedimeji, to come to the podium, please.
The chairman of today's occasion, who's also the chairman of the Board of Governors and Board of Directors of African School of Economics, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and honor to declare this matriculation ceremony open. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Shall we give him a round of applause, please? Because I'm going to invite him to the podium now for his matriculation address. Professor Adedimeji, please.
Thank you very much. The chairman of today's occasion, the chairman of the Board of Directors of African School of Economics, is also the country director, Mr. Obina Obulu, the registrar of JAMB, who may join us any moment from now, distinguished guest speaker, who is the commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development, Kwara State, who is also the #1 person, the #1 commissioner of education in Nigeria, being the chairman of the Committee of State Commissioners of Education in Nigeria, Dr. Lawal Olongbebe. Deans of our faculties, my sister, Professor Rashida Foluke Aliu, a good friend of the university. You're welcome. Dear parents, matriculating students, distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. The title of my address is Your Present is Your Present. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you to this important occasion and the ambience of African School of Economics, the Pan-African University of Excellence. Acknowledge our distinguished guests, parents, and our matriculating students that we are celebrating today. I heartily welcome the Registrar of JAMB, Professor Emeritus Isiakolo Ede, who has been a pillar of support to our institution and a gift of God to Nigeria. I also acknowledge our matriculation lecturer, the Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development, Chairman of the Committee of State Commissioners of Education in Nigeria, my brother Dr. Lawal Olongbebe. I celebrate the visionary and founder of our great university, Professor Leonard Wonchikon of Princeton University, who is with us virtually. And I recognize our resourceful country director and chairman of the Board of Directors, Mr. Obina Obiwulu, for all his support and commitment to our collective success as an institution, and for being an amiable personality. First of all, I want to begin by congratulating our matriculating students on this occasion, because today is their day. This occasion lays a bridge between their immediate past and their desired future, as they officially, after this occasion, become bona fide members of the academic community and undergraduates of the Nigerian university system. It is indeed a turning point for you. I celebrate you. Though hundreds of thousands of Nigerians decide the opportunity they have, the fact remains that not everyone is ultimately fortunate to gain admission to the university and thereby take this definitive step towards attaining their life goals. It is even one thing to gain admission at all. It is another matter entirely to be considered worthy of being a member of the African School of Economics global community. You have become members of the ASE global community all over the world. To the matriculating students, I congratulate you and also return to you in the course of this address. ASE as a game changer. Having welcomed you, matriculating students, distinguished guests, to the African School of Economics, it is appropriate to say that our university has a recent history in Nigeria. The university began operations after its approval by the federal government of Nigeria just 2 years ago, and between then and now, it has made significant impacts. The impacts are many. I can just mention one, that just this year, a member of our faculty, in person of Professor Adegboyega Karim, who is the dean of the postgraduate school, was found worthy by the President of Nigeria and was appointed as the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. We congratulate ourselves, we congratulate Professor Karim. This is just one, a single link in the long chain of impacts that ASE has been able to make within a year. The university was conceived to be a game changer with its Pan-African approach to transforming the continent through high-quality education that prioritizes social education and complete human capacity development, through intensive training in academic, technical, professional, and entrepreneurial skills. The university is open to all who are qualified, regardless of backgrounds, and our lecturers are sourced from within and outside Nigeria. We are a global community. ASE offers blended and transnational education opportunities with its network of partners in North America, in Europe, in Asia, and a number of African countries, especially in Benin Republic, Cote d'Ivoire, and Zanzibar. The university currently has 3 faculties, which are Arts, Management and Social Sciences, Science and Computing, as well as Allied Health Sciences, in which we have 20 academic programs domiciled. These programs are English Language and Literature, History and Diplomatic Studies, Economics, Political Science, International Relations, Criminology and Security Studies, Accounts and Business Administration, Entrepreneurship, Computer Science, Cybersecurity, Software Engineering, Mathematics, Statistics, Microbiology, Chemistry, Biochemistry, Industrial Chemistry, Medical Laboratory Science, and Public Health. Apart from centers that support our philosophy of bridging the gap between theory and practice, we have a number of them, and I believe you get them in the flyers that will be shared with you. We also have a postgraduate school that offers postgraduate diploma, master and PhD in accounting, finance, economics, econometrics, public administration, and yes, public applications including MBA, that is Master in Business Administration. Ours is the University of Tomorrow that is operating today. Therefore, I encourage secondary school leavers, admission candidates, parents, and even professionals working in various offices to secure their futures and advance their careers by joining the University of Excellence that ASE is. Poverty in diversity. The chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is obvious that part of the crisis confronting higher education in Nigeria and Africa at large is a mismatch between our institutions and the labor market. More often than not, statistics suggest that graduates are not market ready, and this has led to a large number of unemployed youth. This is due to the perceived limited skills among graduates. According to the State of the Youth Report 2025, as reported by Premium Times newspaper on September 5, 2025, some 80 million Nigerian youth are unemployed, while about 1.7 million Nigerian graduates are produced every year by our tertiary institutions. In a situation where unemployment and underemployment keep millions of people wept in unstable jobs that offer little or no income security, poverty remains high. The National Bureau of Statistics reveals that 82.9 million Nigerians live in poverty. And this poverty we are talking about is in diversity. Across our regional and geographical divides, though the prevalence is more pervasive in some areas than the others. This scenario creates additional problems that are not hard to discern in the state of our country today. And this is why it is crucial that universities prepare students for financial independence after their graduation. It is in the light of this compelling background that our matriculation lecture of today is on the theme, University Education as a Catalyst for Poverty Eradication. In other words, how does university education equip students with skills and competencies that make them have no business with poverty upon graduation? It is agreeable that university education in itself should be an empowerment mechanism against the ravages of poverty, and this can be achieved when we do more right things and we do things right more across board in the system, just as we try to do here in ASC through our operational blueprints of providing our students with total education. Our guest speaker. As everyone shall know when the citation is read, our guest speaker of today is one of the most qualified personalities to address this topic and inspire students and the society at large. A product of the Nigerian university system itself, Dr. Lon Beba is a cerebral scholar and administrator that continues to make impact in Nigeria as the Commissioner for Education in Kwara State and as chairman of the Committee of all Commissioners of Education in Nigeria. His versatility is a veritable source of inspiration, and his engagement with community development demonstrates the relevance of the spirit of service to creating change and adding value to the society. He has never been poor since he graduated from the university. He has never been poor. So we are bringing somebody that has no business with poverty to address the subject of making our graduates have no business with poverty. A lecturer himself in the university system before his current assignment. Our guest lecturer is a proof that competence, character, creativity, and consistency are essential to making a difference. I'm very sure that we shall find his lecture valuable as we all navigate the terrain of banishing poverty from our society and make our education more functional. Honorable Commissioner, the university is delighted to have you as our matriculation lecturer today, and we look forward to collaborating with you and your network within the education ecosystem in Nigeria in advancing the cause of education in our beloved country. ASC has an international pool of excellent human resources, and we are always ready. Faculty members, are you ready? Yes, you are. That's good. From the present to the future. To my matriculating students, I started by congratulating you on this occasion, and I still do because it is customary to do so. Nevertheless, you need to understand that you deserve being congratulated in the real sense after making a success out of the amazing journey ahead of you and coming out in flying colors. You are just starting, and before you are terrains to be explored, depths to be reached, and treasures to be discovered. The opportunities before you are vast, and your own responsibility is to utilize them by maximizing the use of your time. All you have is the present of the present, so to guarantee your future. And when I say your present is your present, as the title of this address is, I'm not being repetitive. I'm only using the semantic relation of homography
referring to the sameness of spelling but different meanings. While the first present refers to a period of time, the moment in which you are. You remember present tense. The second one refers to a gift. In other words, the moment you have now or the opportunity of life you enjoy is your gift or present to transform your world. Your present or presence here is a gift that has been denied other people like you. Use the opportunity well on your studies and preparation before your present becomes past. Because in 4 years' time, this present will become past. It is whatever you're able to do when you are in the university that will serve as the foundation of what will eventually become later. Therefore, commit yourselves fully to your primary assignment in the university, as that is the key to your success, and avoid distractors and distractions. So I've told you that in a typical multiple item questions, you always have one key and you have multiple distractors. There are many distractions as there are distractors. Your own responsibility is to focus on the key so that you'll be able to unlock the keys to your future. A formula for life. While maintaining focus, you can still align yourself with what Christopher Morley once said. It's regarded as a formula for a good life. He said, and I quote, "There are 3 ingredients of a good life: learning, earning, and yearning." Thus, beyond the classroom, you should also try to learn every day from others, both vertically and horizontally. Vertically in the sense of those who are superior to you, horizontally in the sense of those who are your peers and your mates, so that you won't have to learn from your own mistakes. A fool, the saying goes, learns from his own mistakes, while a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. You should acquire relevant skills as part of your learning process that will make you earn income and provide bread for you and others. You should also yearn to be eager. You should also yearn or be eager to achieve what you have not achieved by setting goals for yourselves. Yearning involves not being contented with being in your comfort zone. It involves being desirous to know more of the unknown and to do better than you did yesterday. This is why your slogan at this university is to strive to be better than the best, so that your improvement will be continuous. The quest to being better is a continuous process. It is therefore your responsibility to identify and harmonize what you love and what you are good at with what the world needs and what you can be paid for while still under training. You are welcome to this university, and I encourage you to never rest until you always become better than the best that is available elsewhere. The mother of all virtues. I started this address on the note of recognitions, and I want to conclude it on a note of gratitude, as it is said that gratitude is the mother of all virtues. I appreciate the founder of the university, Professor Wanchukon, for his vision, and the chairman of our board of directors, Mr. Obiwolu, for all their efforts to take this university to the zenith. I'm grateful to my mentor and registrar of JAM, Professor Emeritus Oloede, for all the institutional support that he has accorded this great university, and for his phenomenal power of personal example. I thank my colleagues, the registrar, Mrs. Emilomo Ogunboye, the bossa, Mr. Stephen Adebite, and the deans from the Dean of Postgraduate School, Professor Karim, the Dean of Science and Computing, Dr. Lawan, and that of Management and Social Sciences, that is Dr. Davo, with the Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Malgui, faculty members and staff. I cannot thank you enough for all your cooperation. I also mentioned here that it is part of the greatness of our university, just as I mentioned earlier on, that one of us is found appointable to be chairman of the Governing Council of the University of Nigeria. I am grateful to every one of us here present, especially our invited guests. and I look forward to receiving you once again in future. Thank you very much for your attention, and congratulations once again to our matriculating students. Thank you.
is a family. So please, be free to reach us at any time. You're welcome. So we are going to the next item on the program. I am going to invite Dr. Francis Mida to come over to the podium to read the citation of our guest lecturer, the chairman of today's occasion. Can we give him a round of applause, please? Sorry? The chairman of committees of commissioners for education, a renowned educationist from Kwara State. Please, you have it.
Thank you very much. The founder, Professor Leona Wachinkon, the country director, Mrs. Obina Obivulu, the vice chancellor, Professor Mavuz Adedimeji, the registrar, Mrs. Amy Omolomo Ogumboye, the bursar, the dean, School of Postgraduate Studies, principal officers, invited guests, distinguished faculty members, and my dear fellow students. It is my pleasure to introduce our special guest speaker, Dr. Lawal Olalekan Olung Ombung Bebe. Olung Bebe is better, right? Sorry. Dr. Olung Bebe is a dedicated scholar, community development expert, and education administrator who currently serves as the Honorable Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development in Kwara State. He began his academic journey at Muslim Progressive High School in Oke Odang, Ogun State, where he earned his senior school certificate. He then pursued a diploma in Sharia and Common Law at College of Arabic and Islamic Legal Studies, Ilorin, Kwara State. He also obtained Ibtidaiya and Tanawiya certificate from Kamaldem Al-Adabi School of Arabic and Islamic Studies, Ilorin, Kwara State. He continued to build a rich academic portfolio, securing a bachelor in sociology and anthropology from Muhammadu Buhari University, followed by a bachelor in Sharia and Common Law from the University of Olorin. His commitment to social welfare deepened as he went on to earn a master in social work and community development from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology. He ultimately achieved the pinnacle of academic pursuit with a PhD in community development and adult education from Bayero University, Kano. Dr. Olung Bebe also underwent training in development facilitation at St. Francis Xavier University in Canada, project management at the Knowledge Train in the United Kingdom, and adult education and crisis management at the University of Würzburg in Germany. This comprehensive educational journey has uniquely equipped him to champion transformative policies, first as Director, Center for Community Development, Kwara State University, where he designed, among other programs, the certificate course in community development for all students, community-based experience project for all engineering and agri students, participatory action research, as well as self-prompted community outreach for the academic staff of the institution. As promoter of young development, Dr. Olung Bebe has, through development initiatives such as Countryside Emerging Leader Fellowship, organized an intensive 2-week campaign for deserving young school leavers across the 16 local governments for Kwara State, where close to 100 youth were employed to personal and community development, including entrepreneurship. At present, no fewer than 19 fellows are on scholarship across tertiary education institutions in Nigeria. In his quest toward deepening political participation among Kwaran youth, Dr. Olung Bebe organized a civic engagement platform tagged Kwara Candidate Forum, which attracted leading gubernatorial candidates in the 2019 election in the state. The event offers stakeholders, particularly the youth, the opportunity to access the candidate manifestos. Following his record of performance as administrator and community development practitioner, Dr. Olungbebe later served as the Senior Special Assistant on Community Development to His Excellency, the Governor of Gora State, Malam Abdurrahman Abdurazaz. He's also served as Gora State He also served as Gora State Coordinator and Community Engagement to the Office of the Senior Special Assistant on Community Engagement to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where it organized community-based organization summit, facilitated boroughs and public toilet for many underserved communities, and coordinated staple food and fertilizer palliative distribution exercises. Dr. Olungbebe is currently the Gora State Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development. His reforms within the last year he assumed office include the introduction of the C2C, from classroom to commissioner feedback initiative, digitalization of the placement examination registration process, including of community-based organization in project supervision process, structured pep talk in all public schools, strengthened transfer process, and a unique student identification number, among others. Dr. Lawal is currently the chairman of the Committee of State Commissioners of Education in Nigeria. He is also a member of the Federal Government Committee on Research to Commercialization under the Federal Ministry of Education. Dr. Lawal speaks Yoruba, English, and Arabic with basic proficiency in Hausa and German. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to our special guest, Dr. Lawal Olalekan Olungbebe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Even before the protocols, I have to commend you for enduring to pronounce my name all through this. Thank you, sir. The founder of the university, Professor Leonard, the country director and chairman, board of directors, Mr. Obinna Obiwulu, our amiable vice chancellor, Professor Mahfouz A. Adedimeji, the registrar, Mrs. Emilomo Fowowe Ogumboye, the bursar, Mr. Stephen Adigbite, the very wonderful deans of faculties, heads of departments, other members of the faculties, the registrar, our own Professor Emeritus, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, the JAMB registrar, members of staff, pressmen, distinguished guests, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, I say good morning to you all. I don't know why you don't want to wish me good morning. Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here this morning, all the way from Ilorin, Kwara State, the state of harmony. I have to commend everybody that contributed to the success of the university thus far. I was part of the pioneering staff of the Kwara State University, Malete, in 2011-2012. That was when I got there, 2011-12, and when it actually started. I know what it takes to pioneer a university. I'm even talking about the one that belongs to the state government, not to talk of a privately owned university. It is on this note that I want to enjoin and plead with all the students here to please give a standing ovation to everybody that has contributed to the success of the university. Please, on your feet and clap for those that have worked tirelessly to ensure you have a place where you can call your own university today. Please, a round of applause for them. Thank you. Please sit. Sit down, please. Thank you. Looking at the topic given to me, university education as a catalyst for poverty eradication, for poverty eradication. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I am whom they said I am, but I have to pronounce my name correctly. I am Lawal Olalekan Olohungbebe. Aha, thank you. Olohungbebe means God has accepted my prayer. Aha, so that's what it means in Yoruba language. To start with, higher education, when it first started, it started at the micro level, where the major purpose of establishing universities was all about elitist approach to it. They just wanted the elites to remain elitist. They wanted to preserve education, but to make sure that clergymen remained clergymen, to ensure that those that were ruling remained in power. It wasn't actually at the macro level. They were only looking at the immediate benefit for those that would attend the schools. But things have changed over the years. Now we should be talking about national development, even at the macro level, looking at it holistically. And at the same time, providing human beings, individuals, with weapons against poverty, while the system will be working towards developing the nation. Individuals that pass through the university must be able to possess a weapon that will take care of them. There is no reason for anybody that has ever attended any university, any, what is it called, tertiary institution, to be poor. We shouldn't be poor. And I will never be poor. Do you want to say that as well? The students are not saying it. We will never be poor. So the university has changed now. It is now doing three major things: to teach, community engagement, and at the same time, service learning. By the time I get there, I will explain further. Poverty is not merely an issue of income. It's more of availability of opportunity and at the same time of dignity. You may have all certificates. You may do everything that is expected of you as a student when you were a student. If the opportunity does not come, you would look like somebody who has never been to the university. And sometimes the opportunity would not come. You have to look for it. These are some of the things we'll be talking about. And no nation has sustained their own development in such a way that they will not need outsiders, but they will keep growing without using the university, without the tertiary institutions and education as well. Go to South Korea. South Korea, in 1960, they were very poor, like every other African nation. They were just an agrarian communities and people. But after so many years, they sat down, they planned for it, and they invested in their tertiary education. And look at where South Korea is today. They do not need anybody from outside. That's why they call the bluff of so many world powers. They will tell them, go to hell, we don't care. This is how we do our things here. Nobody is here to judge them. And even if you want to judge them, judge your own country first. So from there, we look at what we call poverty trap. That was a mistake. Poverty trap. Have you seen it before that a man would wake up in the morning, he would go to the garage, like a car park, for instance, shouting, thugging around, doing everything, while he has nothing less than 4 babies from 4 baby mamas. And he has never for once conducted anything like introduction, anything like well-structured marriage. He just has those children there. And by the time those children start growing up, they too, some of them will start stealing because they would never go to any school. Probably they will attend primary school if it's free of charge. And after so many years, they also become miscreants, thugs, because they will know what their father is doing. Sometimes they go to the car park. Sometimes they obtain, in Yoruba parlance, they will say, Omoba ni ajagba. Those that do not have, but they know how to snatch it from you. They will not. Sometimes they will be Omoba ni atoro. If you don't have, you beg to eat. Such a person, of course, while doing all those things, will also impregnate another person. Another woman will become a victim of their family woes. Before you know what is happening, she also has another baby. That baby too does not have a proud father. He will also grow the way the father, the grandfather grew. Before you know what is happening, people will say that family is jinxed. That's why nobody in that family has ever made it. It is not everything is not Ogundile. Ogundile in Yoruba means generational curse. That this generation, the first generation, they did not make it. The second two did not make it. Before you know what is happening, they are trapped in poverty. What happens to individuals also happens to countries. It happens to nations. You will see a whole nation with a lot of population, a huge population, borrowing not to invest in making more money, but borrowing to pay salaries. Before you know what is happening, they keep getting more debts. They are debt-weighted, debt-burdened, and at the same time, instead of investing in what will give them more money, they will not be able to do that because probably some governments have come before them, and before them, they have to take care of the... I'm not talking of any country. I have not mentioned any country, and I will not mention any country here. We should decide which countries do we know that is like that. Before you know what is happening, that country will be described as a poverty-trapped country. Just as we have individuals that are trapped in poverty. And now, the person will now have a very low income. What is coming in every month? Something very minimal. And before you know what is happening, he's not able to even save a dime from what comes in. How much does he earn? How many children does he have? How many wives does he have? Even the responsible ones are not being able to be responsible because they have low income. They are not able to save. At the moment you are not able to save, you will not be able to invest because you invest from your savings. The moment you are not able to invest, before you know what is happening, is all about low productivity. And it keeps on going that way. It keeps on going that way. Now, the role of the university when it comes to poverty eradication. The first thing the university is expected to do is all about giving knowledge and skills for economic productivity. Give to students what they need to be economically independent in life. And after that, while you are doing that, some of the tools to use are entrepreneurship and job creation. Two things are there. Grow a system that will make your products, entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, while you also create job in your university. There is nothing stopping universities from having their own bakery where they can create job creation, where they can create jobs. There is nothing stopping a university from having their own water. Imagine ASE water, ASE bread. The market is already there. Nobody comes to our university to bring any water for us. We have our own water. So we keep selling on a daily basis. We have our events. We have our partners. Before you know what is happening, this is what a university should be doing now. It's not just teach and go that some of us experienced. Research and innovation for local solutions, local consumption as well. There are so many problems in Nigeria, for instance, now, that are very local. It is our problems. We own those problems. Some generations created them. Some are victims of those generations, because I normally play with our fathers, like my Baba in Baba Riga here. I would say, see, you old ones, especially 60, 65 above, let us be. We under you. Don't tell us Nigeria used to be good. Stop telling all these narratives. We do not want to hear it from you. We did not meet it. You did not preserve it. Baba, not you, sir. You did not preserve that such wonderful Nigeria. We did not meet it. At a point in time, a Yoruba singer, Alaji Barrister, Ainde Barrister said, we met the world so blissful, so peaceful. We were so pleased with how Nigeria was at a point in time. But during our own time, Idris Abdul Karim described it as Nigeria jaga jaga, everything scatter scatter. So what we met is jaga jaga and scatter scatter. Stop telling us. I used to have a lecturer who would come to the class then and say, When we were in school, we'll put all our used clothes at the door. They would come and pick them, have them washed, return to us. I was just looking at them. Sometimes I just, why is this man, why is he rubbing it? And I feel, for God's sake, these are things we used to see in some movies abroad. These are things we read in books. We never experienced it. It's quite unfortunate. We have our own problems, our local problems. It is the university that can assist us in taking care of all these through research and every other thing that the university does. From there, equity and access. I have to give it to the university here. I mean, this African School of Economics. I have to give it to them. As a student of knowledge, you cannot invite me to come and deliver a speech without researching about the person that is inviting me, my host. I looked at it, the last convocation, the last matriculation we had. I read about how we came about those very wonderful students. I know their figure. I know today's figure as well. Almost double last year. Yes. If this university, looking at the building here, if we want to collect what we actually deserve to collect from your parents, maybe we'll have like 2 or 3 or 4 of us here. But because of access and equity, trying to give my own children, the poor ones. Yes, they said I'm not poor. Yes, I will never be poor. I have never been. May God. The issue of poverty is mindset. If you have Gary and whatever, and you are happy with your family, guess if anybody tells you you are poor, you're just like, forget about it. I'm not poor. My children just had Gary now with Ekpa. They are not, and we enjoyed it. But we are working to ensure that that does not continue. So, the equity and access of a thing, there is no need for a university if all the university will be doing is only to take the children of the house at the expense of the poor children in the society. So we have to bring everything down. On this note again, I know how much we are paying. I know how much we're supposed to pay. I know the strength of the staff here. I can guess how much goes out every month and what comes in every year. Honestly speaking, a lot is being sacrificed. And we have to give it to the management of this university. Please, a round of applause, please. Thank you. Please deliver my message to the founder. And you as the state coordinator, country rep, I Googled a lot. I saw your pictures. I thought you were handsome. Seeing you here, you are more handsome than the pictures that I've seen. Thank God I am a man. So the last one is values, ethics, and leadership. These are the things a tertiary institution is expected to give out. Now looking at all this, let us move to the next one, which is looking at our own university here. Before we get there, most universities know what to do. They have very competent leadership. They have very wonderful hands as their faculty staff, as their faculty. However, some things are giving them problem. And that's some of the reasons why they've not been able to achieve the things I've just described now. The first one is about mismatch between curriculum and labor market needs. I did not say labor market wants, but labor market needs. We have our own peculiarity as a country, as a region we have it. We know what the labor market looks like. We know what the challenges are. The moment there is a challenge somewhere, honestly speaking, there are billions of dollars that can be made based on that. Just one challenge. Just prefer a solution. Before you know what is happening, you have become a millionaire. There is a mismatch there. The university over the years has always been saying, yeah, we are contributing to community development, we are doing this, we are doing that. When I was doing my PhD, BUK, I had not completed my thesis before I got where to make money from it. I had not completed it. I was just like, oh. At the point in time, my supervisor was disturbing me. Why haven't you turned it in? Why haven't you? I said, oh God, wait. I just got something here now that can give me money for the rest of my life. I did not tell Prof. I just dropped that PhD for a while. For like 6 months. He kept calling. What is happening? He said, oh God, I will come, sir. I'm busy. I came up with a proposal from my own thesis. And I started moving from one university, especially in Abuja here. I got some few universities. I sold my product to them on community development. How can a university do community development the way it is supposed to be done? Honestly speaking, as I was sitting there, I got few alerts coming in again. It will keep coming. The time has gone where you just do your thesis and hang it on the shelf for some people to read. Make money out of it. If genuinely you actually researched and you got the gap and you filled up the gap, that gap can make you some dollars. It just depends on how you can strategize about it. I looked at community development in universities and I saw that if you ask this one, of course my research work, I did it in the North Central Zone. I made sure I got to every state in the North Central Zone. I didn't really spend much time in Jos, Plateau State. I ran back because it was the time some things, may God restore peace in every part of Nigeria. So I got all these things and knew, okay, these are the reasons why most people, most universities do not engage in community development. One of the reasons, community development as a field of study up till now is still not popular. If you go into it, you are likely to be one of the founding fathers of community development in Nigeria. Because now you have community development and these. No, things have actually changed. But when I started my PhD, it hasn't got to that level. I said, okay, no problem then. I designed a project and said, okay, for this university, if you want to be doing community, I'll be your consultant. This is how to go about it using your own staff for the period of 5 years. After which I hand it over to them. They own it. I'm not a capitalist who will always bring solutions and you have to look for him before you keep going. No, let us do it this way. Sign a 5-year agreement with this university. So I don't want to do advert. I will have been mentioning my partners. And before you know what is happening, they signed, and every day, I'm talking of every day, something must come in. Because students want to do two things. They want to earn additional certificate to whatever they are getting from your university. They want to have a certificate showing that we also learned about community development. The development world is looking for you. UNICEF is looking for you. UNESCO is looking for you. USAID, they are looking for you. All these people are looking for you. That's one. Two, you also want to contribute to the development of your community. Go back to your village. Go and look for a problem there. From the money you have paid for that course, we'll take from it and do a project for your people. Before you know what is happening, you are becoming useful even before you leave the university. And for that university, the image is being enhanced. And for the consultant, the profile is being enhanced. At the same time, the pocket is also being enhanced. I just dropped something. Underfunding of research. How much is the country spending? We have to give it to the government, especially through TED Fund. But one of the challenges we are facing is that private universities actually benefiting from TED Fund the way government-owned institutions are benefiting from TED Fund. TED Fund is doing a lot, and we have to give it to the government. Yet, there are still gaps on research and infrastructure. From there, we look at the weak linkages between academia and industry. In places like China, they sit down with CEOs of companies, factories, to get what the challenges are. And they will now produce students that can fill up those gaps. So automatic job is waiting for them based on the need of the industry. Are we actually doing that in Nigeria? We aren't doing it well. That's why we need institutions like ASE to fill in those gaps for us. And finally, limited emphasis on practical and technical skills. It is in Africa, some universities in Africa, where you will see a graduate of a university who has successfully studied engineering, for instance, or computer science, but has never for once held a computer set like this. So they are not being put to practice. Practice what you are learning. Practice what you have learned. When they were reciting my recitation the other time, I had the opportunity of schooling in 3 countries outside Nigeria. Now let me use Canada as a good example. when I finished my course in Canada, before we were able to get our certificate, we were made to go back to the classes, go and teach what you have learnt before you go back to your country. It was challenging for me because I cannot fake accent. This is who I am. And I'm now to teach the white children, the children of the white children of white. They're all white. So it was quite challenging for me. But the first thing I did was calm down, Lawal. You are a Yoruba, a proudly Yoruba boy from Ilorin. You are a Nigerian. Nobody is going to crucify you for being a Nigerian. Remain the Nigerian that you are. Go there. Speak gently. Make sure they understand. But before I went, I called 2-3 of them and had conversation with them to see, okay, if you are too fast, you will not get this. If we are too slow, you will not get this. Okay, we have to twist our tongue sometimes to ensure you understand some of the things we are saying. And I went. We did it, and I got my certificate. They wanted to ensure that the things you have learnt, you actually understand it. It's not something like you just sit somewhere, you go to ChatGPT, you get a whole project being written for you without any input, and you have it downloaded, and you take it wherever you want to take it. Because of our time, now let us look at our own university here, our own school of economics here. University education, poverty eradication, and the ASE model. We have a model in our university. Let's look at it. When you look at policy-driven development focused in its institution, you are very lucky that you are here as students. Look at what our founder said. Any student with determination, will, and ambition to succeed is a great candidate for the African School of Economics. That's what the founder said. For you to be here, it means that you have a very great will and audacious ambition to succeed in life. This is a university with a purpose. It wasn't created just to make money. No, there is a purpose behind it. And that is the reason why you are here. It shows how determined you are. That is one of the reasons why you are here, according to our founder. I deliberately did not write their names. You will soon get used to these faces. The next phase, somebody will be very surprised here now when he sees himself. Look at what he said as well. That the goal of the university where you have found yourselves is to be the number one citadel of learning where high quality education is provided with a view to producing graduates who are not only skilled cognitively, not just for you to be skilled, I know what I'm doing. I know how to go about it without laying your hands on how it's actually been done. No, but that are also good, effectively, and very sound in enterprise. There is no reason for you to be poor after ASC. You will never be poor. And you will contribute to the success of our dear nation as well, not just for you to make money. Sir, you want to look up, sir? Oh, there you are. What did you say? He said with our multi-purpose model, we match the programs per state. That is the word there. Per state to the labor market needs of those states. Here, by mentioning state, he actually meant a country. That every country, our university is in Côte d'Ivoire, is in Azerbaijan, is in where again? In some other countries, they are there. But the peculiarity of Nigeria is being considered in designing this university, this school for Nigerians. It is deliberate. It did not stop at that. It said, and additionally, we infuse entrepreneurship and vocational training to each of the academic programs to ensure that these programs, beyond graduation, have real-time applications to the labor market space. This is the university in which you have found yourselves. Not just ordinary university. Not a university made out of fear of poverty, just to make money. That is not it. It is now left for you how to go about it. But I will teach you some things so that we'll know how to go about it. What do we do here? To tackle poverty as a university, we focus on SMEs, small and medium enterprises, and inclusive growth. I've mentioned that about the inclusion. Because of our time, we also encourage innovation and enterprise development. By the time you get into the university very well, crazy ideas that you have faculty members with whom you can share it. Those that can mentor you towards ensuring that you succeed with those very wonderful ideas. If your idea is not crazy enough, then it is not worth being pursued. Leave it as crazy as it is. Bring those raw ideas to these very wonderful personalities I'm seeing here, and you will be guided. That is how to tackle poverty. And lastly, to promote graduate level training with real world relevance. There is internship here at the point in time. You will learn, and when it gets to a certain stage, you go out there to lay your hands on how things are being done. These are some of the ways through which ASE is tackling poverty, and you have to work with us. Now, for other universities, if we want a university education that will eradicate poverty, the first thing will be curriculum reform. Yes, the Honorable Minister for Education presently, Dr. Tunji Alausa, is really trying as far as this curriculum reform is concerned from the basic education. Some courses are now being taken away, some are being merged, some new ones are being introduced. At a point in time in Nigeria, there was nothing like computer for primary, secondary schools. No, things have changed now. AI is now being infused into it. We are working to ensure that, yes, we have the tools, we have the knowledge and every other thing. I know for sure in Kwara State, for instance, there was this teacher we sent to Abuja, Mrs. Benedicta Fadimo. She came here to Abuja for a training, and when she returned, she was like, Honorable Commissioner, if you allow me, let me bring a proposal. I'll be moving from one school to the other, bringing them together in different local government areas to get them equipped as well. We have learned a lot. I said, oh, wow, that's wonderful. Instead of me looking for a consultant to do that for me, get the money as a classroom teacher and let us do it together. And we are working from one local government to the other now, bringing everybody together, while we work on our online platform where all teachers can be met at the same time. So things are changing now as far as curriculum reform is concerned. Strengthening the industrial linkage. We have also seen that. There is a committee in Nigeria now, I'm also a member, where we are looking at how to commercialize research. So we are coming up with a policy to ensure that your research work, there is a need for what you are doing somewhere, and we merge you together. These are the industries in need of what you are producing, in need of what you are researching on. So how do you work with them to ensure those gaps are being filled up? You don't do that free of charge. Some cash comes in through that. Aside from them funding your research work, by the time you finish, everything is also going to be bought by them. So we are looking at that. Sustainable investment in research and innovation, they go together with the second one. Entrepreneurship integration, that's what we have here. Digital transformation, and lastly, inclusive education policy. I'm so much concerned about this inclusive, because everybody must have the same access to it. Of course, when we get to the school, you can eat different things, but let everybody have access to it first. Now, forget everything I have said. Students, they did not concern you. They concerned the leadership of the university and the government. Now I want to talk to you, all students here, the old and the new ones. But let me first start by telling you my experience in Germany as a student. I got a scholarship given to me by Erasmus to study in Germany. When we got there, we noticed, as Nigerians, only 7 of us, we noticed that we had enough time to make more money. Why just sit down, read, and after you go back to Nigeria and nothing? They were giving us money, or they were giving us monthly stipend, whatever. We had free accommodation, we had this, but Nigerians now, we wanted more. We now said, okay, let's go to Boots. Boots is B-U-T-Z. Let's go there and search for job. When we got to Boots, they handed us the forms. In fact, by the time they looked at our passport, I was the most exposed in our own set. So they were like, wow, you've been to so countries. I said, yes, ma'am. Okay, now we attend to you first. They attended to me first. They gave me the form. I was excited, filling the forms. At the point in time it got to the languages I speak, I filled it up. Now, the skills you have, what you can do with your hands. And there came the problem. That was when I knew the real meaning of being handicapped. I had more than 100 and something skills being listed there. Prof, I could not think one. All I knew was just to speak English, speak Arabic, read, explain things, and every other thing. Now, what can you do with your hands? Yes, I could sweep. But everybody can sweep. What's the big deal there? Plumbing, zero. Tiling, zero. Even farming, zero. Everything, zero. That was when I knew, oh, even with all my certification, my certificates, I was still handicapped to a very large extent. So if I'm taken away from the classroom, I mean nothing. And it's because of the nature of our education, which most of us here went through. And that is one of the reasons why we are saying, you should come here. It was after then I started learning some things. Oh. That was when I knew that. So I could not do anything with these hands. We do not want you to end up like that way. And that's why we have ASE in place for you. Before we left that office, those that were relegated for me when I was elevated were now elevated because they knew some other things which I did not know. If you want to go into this journey with our university here, these are the things you need to do. Students, build financial literacy early. Do not wait until after you have graduated before you start knowing what debt does to the debtor. Before you know how to save. Before you know what to invest on. It may be sometimes reasonable to buy landed properties. But at a point in time, if you are not careful, you become a broke landlord. Yes, he has a house, but he's broke. Because the money comes in once in a year. You need to know how to invest. Yes, I have 300 million naira. I need a house of mine now. Let me build a state-of-the-art house. How much is it going to cost? 250 million. Let's go there. Now, after using 250 million to build a house, what does it bring in on a monthly basis? And if you had invested the same money on bonds or probably shares or some other things, at least 20% of that money would keep coming every year. Imagine getting 20% of 300 million naira every year. And your sources of income through which you have gotten that 300 million naira are still there. Now, this is where you would know the difference between using an expensive phone and having an expensive brain. You can use an expensive phone with a very poverty-stricken brain. The phone, 250 million. The worth of the brain, 25,000 naira. It is being financially literate that will tell you that, are you sure because your friends are using iPhone 16, you also deserve to have one now? Are you sure they are not spending their own profit to get that phone, or their parents are not using their profit to buy it for them? Because of our time. Having learned that, you need to adopt the live below your means mindset. Do not live pari passu with your level in life. Gongo. Yes, you have something around 20 million. Live as if you have 5 million naira. So by the time they get to you, they say, oh, this guy is bigger than what we thought. Oh, it is better for you that way than to be living as if you have 40 million when all you have is just 10 million naira. Yes, you have a principle, Gen Z. You have a principle. It is a self-destructive principle. Fake it. Until when? Until you make it. When you fake it, only God can let you live until when it is time for you to make it. Because you'll be addressed as if you have actually made it. You'll be attacked as if you have actually made it. Can you survive all this till you make it? You can't. Live beyond your means. I mean, below your means. So that when they get to you, even when they are attacking you, they are attacking you with 5,000 naira. When you are far above 500,000 naira. You need that mindset. It is not for everybody to know your worth. It is your life. You will be accounting for it all alone. Because of our time, we have to keep moving. Develop high income and future-proof skills. It is not every skill that is high income. Oh. The fact that it is skilled, yeah, you can make money out of it. What about other skills that can make you get more money? If you are learning anything now, first ask AI. AI, I want to learn this skill. Oh. What is the future of this skill? What do you think about it? Let him peep into the future for you. Because some courses would naturally die very soon. Very soon, they will die naturally. They will be there, but the people will stop making money out of it because they can easily get it. One of the jobs that are dying significantly and drastically now is editorship. To be an editor. No, bring it, I'll edit everything for you. Some people will just tell you, instead of me paying editor, let me give it to AI. Edit for me. And the moment it edits it, take it anywhere, you are fine. The first time I heard about ChatGPT was from Professor Isaac Oloyede. He was in Ilorin to deliver a speech. And he said, this speech that I'm delivering, I had written it, I kept it somewhere, I now gave the same topic to ChatGPT to write another one for me. Prof said, I have to keep that of mine and face the one it gave me. Professor Isaac Oloyede. Professor Emeritus. Having labored for so many years, now understands that, see, if you are just competing with this, you are just competing with it. If you don't go with this, some will do, and they will outsmart you. They now appear as if they know more than what you know. They only mean smarter than you are. Now to edit, it is very easy now. That's what somebody had labored all his life for. Here we are. It is dying. Look at those skills that the future can never do without. The fourth one is avoid unnecessary debts. Do not borrow a huge sum of money to start your business. You remain slave trying to settle the debt, and you are doing all this. You don't have to start big. Whatever idea you have, come here to the university here, share with our staff here, and it will be taken care of. Because of our time, we have to keep moving, build a strong professional network. This is very important. And I'll go a bit, I'll talk about being morally upright a bit here. Some of you, the network you are building in the school today, you cannot be successful at the same level. Some will be more successful. Some friends among you will be the one to bring others up. If your action, your conduct today is so detrimental, so destructive to the other person, when he makes it, forget it. You go to his office and say, my friend, he will keep remembering what you did while in school. Professor Mahfouz today, he just called me sometime. We met in the plane. I said, I want you to come and do this. And I said, okay, no problem, Prof. I'll be there. He sent me the date, sent me everything. And here I am. If he likes, let him pay me. He has paid before now. He's not just paying now. I'm not even expecting him to give me a dime. I will do it 100 times for him. Because he has built that network with me. When I was also struggling, at a point in time, I came up with an idea, looking at the challenges we were facing in Kwara State, looking at the children of have-nots, especially in rural areas, where they did not have enough money to send them to schools. No matter how brilliant they were, they would either end up getting pregnant for one boy like that, or the boys become Okada guys. I will now go to each local government area. Then I was nothing. No. It was even done in my PhD stuff. I have people here who can testify to that. I'll pick two from each local government area. Bring them to Ilorin. Camp them somewhere. Look for resource persons that can take care of them. Boost their minds. Boost what they have and every other thing. And you know what? Professor Mahfouz, every year I will call him. I did not have 1 naira to pay. I just wanted those guys to succeed. Prof will come as timely as he could. Without asking me for a dime, I never paid him once. That is how to build network. Now I'm the commissioner. He found it very easy. Hello, commissioner, please, I want you to come to our school. Oh. You have to come. Yes, Prof, I'll be there. That's how to build network. Thank you for clapping for him. Thank you for clapping for him. I'm not the only one he did this for in Ilorin and other places. Everywhere he has people that always comes to him. Prof, assist me, and they will always be there. No problem. Build the network so that you can always tap on it anytime you need them. And lastly, sorry? Please? Yes. Wait. Do not be in a hurry to celebrate your success. wait, please. Wait. Sometimes God has his reason for keeping you away from success as if you are not succeeding. It is because he has some surprise package for you and your parents. Wait, please. Students, wait. There is a time for you to grow. There is a time for you to leave. When it's time for you to leave, you will know it is time for me to leave. But when you are supposed to be growing as if you do not even know that you are growing. So that when the time comes, by the time you appear, they will say, when did he get to this level? We did not know he was doing all these things while you are in school. Keep trying small things. So that by the time you come up, nobody even sees you. They will not even see you coming. That's why Ashake said, they never see what? They never see. Say it now. They never see me coming. Maybe you will sing, but no problem. And lastly, the concluding part of it is that every university, every institution in Nigeria today should not just be thinking of producing graduates, but to produce productive and national developing members of the society that can actually contribute to the development of the nation. Thank you, ASC, for giving me this opportunity, and may God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you for rising up to give him a standing ovation. I was actually carried away by that brilliant presentation. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we have some dignitaries around us now. They just came in while the guest lecturer was on his feet. I have the privilege and honor to call on Dr. S.A. Olohungbebe. Is it the same name? Yes. Ah, okay. Dr. S.A. Olohungbebe. 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 God is accepting our appeal. Olohungbebe. Dr. S.A. Olohungbebe, you are welcome. Yeah, he's a lecturer from University of Abuja. And we also have with us Mr. Naim Juma, Chairman Citizen Broadcasting. You're welcome, sir. Oh, okay. Wow. We are privileged to have the former chief editor of Punch newspaper in our midst this afternoon. You are welcome, sir. I want to warmly welcome Mr. M.B. Abdulaziz, a lawyer, Lex Imperators, LLP. You are welcome, sir. So privileged to have Professor Tunji with us. Tunde Akoni from LASU, all the way from Lagos. Ekabo, sir. Now we are going to rise up because it's exactly 11:30. So it is all of you rise up, please. It is my great pleasure to welcome our visionary and our founder of our great university, the African School of Economics, the Pan-African University of Excellence, to give his own remark. Morning, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, it's a bit early in the morning here, but I'm so happy to see you all. So first of all, thanks so much for the opportunity to speak at this really important and inspiring event. First, let me recognize this year's guest speaker, the Commissioner for Education for Kwara State, Dr. Lawal Olohungbebe. Let me recognize as well the country director of ASC Nigeria, the Vice Chancellor, our students from past and present, to this very, very inspiring and very important event. So my name is Leonard Wanchekon. I'm the James Madison Professor of Political Economy at Princeton University. I'm also the founder of the African School of Economics. For the past 30 years, I have been teaching and doing research in the US. I taught at Yale University, NYU, New York University, and then for the past 15 years, Princeton University. I'm the recipient of the Global Economy Prize offered by Kiel Institute for Global Affairs 3 years ago. I'm also a member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences for the past 23 years. Oh, sorry, 13 years. So I'm so excited and also humbled by the development of the African School of Economics that I set up 15 years ago, and that effectively opened 14 years ago. The vision for ASE are threefold. First is to improve African representation in academics in terms of cutting-edge research in economics on the continent. It's also to provide opportunity for young Africans to pursue doctorate degree in top universities around the world, whether it's in Africa or in the US and Europe. But also to take ownership and to develop fundamental research on the continent. On those three objectives, we have done extremely well. On our three campuses, whether it's in ASE Nigeria, whether it's ASE Benin, where it started, and ASE Cote d'Ivoire, we have placed more than 80 students in top universities worldwide: Harvard, Princeton, Wisconsin, Oxford, Stanford, and so on. Many of our students are now faculty in African universities, but also universities in the US. For instance, we have a student who is a professor at New York University for the past 3 years. In terms of research, we are widely recognized. We have strong reputation to a point where, we are in demand to open research centers, whether it's in Africa, but also elsewhere, like Brazil, India, and Vietnam. For an African university that just set up about 15 years ago, that's a very important achievement. And but we don't want to stop there. We want to move even stronger and bolder. So for the next few years, ASE will go through an inflection point, or what I should really say, there'll be a new and exciting directions for the university. Besides what we are doing in terms of training, we will be setting up research centers called Princeton African School of Economics Research Hub. That's going to be multidisciplinary, applied mathematics, AI, computer science, economics, history, and culture, geoscience, biotech, and agriculture. So those research centers will lead cutting-edge research on topics relevant to African development. We are currently underway in setting up these centers in place in Benin, soon, very, very soon in Nigeria, but also in Morocco, South Africa, Mauritius, where we have partnerships to set up those research centers. The second aspect that I think is also super important is entrepreneurship, which means that African School of Economics will be linked or will create companies, innovative companies with high degree, high level of research and development, right level of investment in innovation, that will help as a training ground for our students. At the same time, they're helping us to maintain healthy, financial standing because those companies are for profit, obviously. And what is also more important, it will be a far more direct contribution to local development in the continent where we are operating. Local but also national development in the continents that we are operating. So to finish, I'm just going to reiterate my thank you and my thanks, my deepest gratitude for our staff, for our country director, our vice chancellor, everyone involved. I should also see the parents and the students for the wonderful job we have been doing for the past 3-4 years. And I cannot be more proud of the achievement. And this event is a testament for how great work is being done in Abuja these days. So thanks again, and I hope all the best for each one of us for the events and for what to follow. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that round of applause. I don't mind if you have a warmer one for him. That's the founder, the visionary of our great institution. Thank you very much. Now we want to give 2 minutes to our friends of the university, to come up with goodwill messages for us.
I think the first person that will come will be the JAMB registrar. I mentioned the fact that he will be coming, but as you will observe, he would rather not attend an occasion than for him to get late. He was stuck somewhere and he didn't want to come, and then people would just be already attending the program. So Alaj Nadim Jima, our father that is here present, has delegated Professor Tunde Akani to give a goodwill message on behalf of the registrar of JAMB. So I heartily invite my big brother, Professor of Mass Communication and Director of the Institute of Journalism at Lagos State University. You are welcome, Prof.
Thank you very much. I want to say a very good morning to the entire house, believing that I can stand on the already established protocol. I must confess that I followed very keenly the presentation of the Honorable Commissioner for Education from Kwara State, Dr. Longbebe, who incidentally I've heard so much about. I'm very close to the family because I happen to be I happen to be a friend to Alhaji Mansour Olongbebe, and I've had the opportunity of familiarizing with you virtually before having the opportunity to meet with you physically today. My job here today is to speak on behalf of the Registrar of JAMB, Professor, Emeritus Professor from the Vice Chancellor, who has come to provide a most reliable leadership. So I enjoin you all to concentrate on all that you have come to learn, on all that you have been inspired to investigate, to study, and to probably replicate at some point. I believe very strongly that a very bright future awaits you if you commit all your attention to all of the things that are available for you to learn from here at ASE for as long as we have the Vice Chancellor who is sitting here with us, Professor Mahfouz Adedimeji, with you. He's a man who is committed to hard work, to thorough scholarship, to transparency, to hard work, and all of those good things that you can imagine. I want to wish you all the very best now and forevermore. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Professor Tunji Akoni. We are privileged to have you and your very beautiful goodwill message. Thank you so much, sir. May I now request the pleasure of our beautiful, elegant Professor Aliu come over to the stage to give us her goodwill message. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
I'm not somebody that's shy, especially when the microphone is in my hand. If you know my history, once I grab the microphone, shyness just goes out of the window. I don't know where it goes to. I'm a very quiet person, but when I hold a microphone, I'm a different person. But that seemed to change slightly this morning when your registrar was saying things that are flattery, beautiful, and this and that and that. I was a bit scared coming up to take the microphone. That's because she's a very beautiful woman. Don't you agree? And for a woman, who has reached the peak of her career as registrar, she must be very brilliant and very intelligent. And then for somebody who is working with another very brilliant, very intelligent vice chancellor, you just wonder, am I in the right circle? Thank you very much, registrar. Thank you very much, the vice chancellor, the country director, the special. It was a fantastic lecture. This is the second time I'll be coming here. And this is the second time I'm listening to another fantastic lecture. Professor Adedimeji, I don't know what you're doing right. Please continue to do it right. I wish I were back as an undergraduate. I would have switched from University of Ilorin somehow to the African School of Economics. No, seriously, I wish that we had some of these things. Some of us had to go through the hard way to get what we know, to be what we are today. You're so very lucky that you are getting this free education. And as he was speaking, and as Dr. Najibdin was speaking too, it occurred to me, there was one thing that was occurring to me. There's a system of education that is changing, and I would like you to probably go back to how it was for us. We were critical growing up. We developed a very high critical sense of reasoning. We didn't just accept things anyhow. Unlike today. How did we do that? We did that by observing. Not only learning, you go to school, you learn, yes. We also observed very closely those who are elders in our community, in our family, in our community, those who, for whom we took as models. They didn't necessarily tell us that this is blue, this is white, and when you mix blue and white, it comes out this way. No. What they did was to live their lives. And we watched critically. And we picked. And you're lucky. You know, I've just mentioned the registrar, I've mentioned the Vice Chancellor. Dr. Najim Dintu talked about the Vice Chancellor. Is somebody that I know very well. You're very lucky you have people like these. You only need to study them. They don't even need to come to the classrooms. Get close to them. Watch them. We have said a few things about them today. You should hold them up as your models. Stop looking up to people you don't know, people whose upbringing you can't really ascertain. Those that you see on social media, TikTok, you know, Facebook. These are people that you really don't know, that you really cannot. When you know somebody, the person that you are watching, that person, the person is in their natural environment, and you find out that whatever it is they're saying, you will find out that that is how they are living it. You know, so I'm just advising you that you have very, very wonderful people. I know of all your teachers, I don't know them, I only know one person, that's Professor Karim, and he has also been announced by the federal government as the pro-chancellor for University of Nigeria. I mean, the federal government can't just be picking people. Can't just be picking people anyhow. So you are lucky. You're so very lucky that you have great people around you, that they don't even necessarily have to tell you anything. Just look at how they're living their lives, watch the example, the way they do things, and then copy them. That was one way in which some of us became what we are today. So I'd like to say congratulations to all of you. I truly, truly, truly wish I were in your generation. I don't know whether it's benefit of hindsight or something. I just know that with all the place you're here, with all the people that surround you, with all the people that they bring to you, for you to see get a slice of their experience, that you're really going to be great. You're really going to be great. Please don't discard all these resources that are around you. And then one last thing, develop your people skills. Even here as undergraduates, you can start. Be nice, be good to everybody. When you're going to, even if the person is your friend, your roommate, make it a goal. I'm going to get something positive out of this relationship. And also, I'm going to benefit this person. If you do that all through your life, you will have a truly fulfilling life. And what is fulfilling life? Life that is happy, you're happy, and the other person too, and your community is happy. So congratulations once again. Thank you very much. I hope my speech isn't long. I hate long speeches.
Marian Okpe, thank you for coming. The gentlemen of the Fourth Estate, we are proud of you. The media, thank you for finding time to be here from the beginning of this program. Our wonderful band, thank you for your music. We appreciate you. Thank you all. To our parents, proud parents I will call you, because it's not easy. Thank you for coming. Dear students, no, I've not forgotten. My faculty. My eminent faculty. Yeah. Okay. My eminent faculty, I'm proud of you. Bravo to you all. Thanks for making our students be what they are. The 200 level students are already outstanding in their academics. We are going to produce a lot of first-class students in this university. Honestly. And the ones coming on board, you know, the 100 levels, you have to follow the steps of your senior. This school is not a joke. It's an important school, and it's a school that was imported from the US, domesticated here in Nigeria. It's a Pan-African university with campuses in Zanzibar, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Benin Republic, in Nigeria as well, and other campuses are coming. We are springing up in Imo, in Port Harcourt, in Kaduna. We are coming. We are going to be large, and we are going to laud our academic pursuit here. Thank you very much for choosing ASC. Without much ado, I am going to call on my Vice Chancellor to please come present a token of appreciation to our wonderful guest lecturer, Dr. Olalekan Lawal. Dr. Lawal in short.
Thank you very much. We have 2 minutes left. I want to call on the country director and the chairman of the board of directors to come and make this presentation to our guest speaker on behalf of the university. We appreciate it so much. Please step forward.
On behalf of the African School of Economics, thank you, Prof. I would like to present this to you and to thank you for coming and for the most insightful lecture. Congratulations to all the students, and thank you for
platform party session.